Hello and welcome to On the Campaign Trail, TVJ's look at all the happenings leading up to the highly anticipated general election. Coming up in tonight's show, Election Day announced. We feature highlights from the JLP's mass meeting in Hanover, St. Andrew. The general secretaries of the two main political parties talk strategies, and later we continue our constituency profiles. We'll have all that and more right after this break. Welcome back to On the Campaign Trail, TVJ's look at all the happenings leading to the general election. I'm Jamila Maitland. It's no longer a mystery. Jamaicans will go to the polls on September 3. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness announced the date at a mass meeting in Hanover on Sunday. He also announced a by-election in 4 divisions in Kingston and St. Andrew. Here are the highlights. Plus, we have reactions from the opposition People's National Party. Green waves of Jamaica Labour Party supporters crashed in Hanover on Sunday. Bus and carloads of party patrons from all across the island driving, riding, and resting in a sea of green. Then came the moment that they've been all waiting for. Prime Minister and leader of the JLP, Dr. Andrew Holness.
I now declare that nomination day will be Monday, August 18th. And the general election date is fixed at Wednesday, September 3.
It was seemingly the moment that the scores of People's National Party supporters who gathered at its Old Hope Road headquarters wanted as well. PNP President Mark Golding says there was no surprise.
Well, I think he had to call it now because he painted himself into a corner. So much so that the General Secretary was able to accurately say last night that nomination day would be on the 18th and the election would be on the 3rd of September. That's unprecedented, where an opposition General Secretary is able to say accurately what the date would be. And it's because he had no options really.
Also not surprising was Dr. Holness's announcement of 4 by-elections for divisions in Kingston and St. Andrew that would happen on the same day as the general election.
I also wish to inform you that local government by-elections in the Chancery Hall Division, the Olympic Gardens Division, the Seabright Gardens Division, and the Denham Town Division will be held concurrently with the general election in those constituencies.
Labour right, we ready now. Labour right, we ready now. Ring the bell then every now.
A confident Golding says the PNP is ready.
So we are very pleased that finally the election is coming and we know the date and we're ready to roll. Our party is united, well organized. We've done a lot of work strengthening the organization of the party. I've been on the road all over the country. The people have taken very well to me and I'm looking forward to running through the tape and forming the next government so we can get the work of the people going.
The PNP supporters are also ready.
It's not a no-brainer now. It is actually a fact. It is actually that the people want the PNP because we're tired of the JLP. We're tired of suffering and we're tired of no progress.
In Trinidad, that long time. We wait too long.
Time coming. Oh, of course, I think that the PNP is going to take the next election.
Yes, of course. We now work so hard to lose this.
I'm elated because the time has come. Young people will get the opportunity to own ownership. Businesses will have 3 years of income taxes being waived. And as such, I'm happy. I know with a health minister like Dr. Dawes, machines will be in the hospitals. And as such, I'm happy. Time come for progress. Time come for change.
As for JLP supporters like Ripton Dean, a blind man from St. Andrew North Central.
I'm up here to support the Prime Minister to the world.
Third term! That's why I'm here, the 3rd term.
You think you guys have a chance to win?
Of course we're going to win, and we have to win. Miguel Philip, we don't want no more of you. We don't have nothing around there, we don't want no more. But Damian Young, one job boss for Manchester.
Even prior to the election date announcement, the two main political parties have been in full campaign mode. As you hear in this report, they're moving away from traditional means to get their message across.
Gone were the days when political campaigning was restricted to rallies, media interviews, and house-to-house visits. During this election cycle, politicians are pulling all the stops to get their message across. Like this first, the PNP's Damian Crawford in one section of the corporate area, Prime Minister and JLP leader Dr. Andrew Holness in another. Mr. Holness was part of a JLP team in Halfway Tree distributing the party's achievement booklet. He also used the opportunity to greet motorists. Not to be outdone, Damian Crawford, who is the PNP's standard bearer for Northwest St. Catherine, kept a promise to be a windscreen wiper the following day. His chosen spot was Hope Road, where he also greeted motorists. Political undertones are also everywhere. At the recent staging of the 63rd Grand Gala, for example, the new school buses made an appearance. And speaking of the Grand Gala in the public interest, the two leaders, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness and Opposition Leader Mark Golding, had no choice but to play nice before the crowd. Both have been vocal on the political platform about who would be a better leader. So it was no wonder that after this handshake, neither Dr. Holness nor Mr. Golding was in the mood to have a conversation. It didn't escape us their mode of dress either. Dr. Holness decked in the national colors black, green, and gold. Green, the color of the Jamaica Labour Party. It's perhaps why Mr. Golding stuck to wearing yellow and black. In July, J. Ray and Nephew launched its 200th anniversary celebrations. After the traditional cleansing, it was time for speeches. Senior member of the opposition, Anthony Hilton, made this gaffe in his opening statement.
I'm here to represent the Prime Minister in a few remarks, but I'm here in multiple capacities. First of all, the Prime Minister sends his regards, his congratulations. The Leader of Opposition.
Thank you, Auntie Faye. Now, I did have some concerns when I saw you sprinkling the libations around the hall, especially when you went over to Tony, because I know that even a whiff would cause him to become delusional.
It hasn't gone unnoticed too, the number of ribbon cuttings and groundbreakings in recent months.
What day me look a 2-year-old come from school with bubbles alone? I call up a school, I say, want to a ribbon, them say, Andrew cut it. I could not believe.
So, you're going to say house on top of house on top of house on top of house, ribbon cut on top of ribbon cut and groundbreaking on top of groundbreaking. It's just how the thing said.
That aside, spot meetings are becoming increasingly popular for both campaigns. No elaborate screens or setup, just a simple PA system. And then there are the town hall meetings where the two parties allow questions from participants. But for many Jamaicans, nothing beats house-to-house visits, because for them, it's the only time they come face-to-face with those seeking office.
On the campaign trail continues right after this break. For months, the political parties have been targeting key seats which they believe are critical to winning the election. I recently sat down with the general secretaries of both the JLP and the PNP. The battle lines have been drawn. The two major political parties will face off for 63 seats on September 3. General Secretaries Dr. Horace Chang of the JLP and Dr. Dayton Campbell of the PNP admit it will be a fierce and closely contested election.
We are prepared for election. A political party is almost prepared if properly organized every year. You're ready to see a party workers every year. You maintain your candidates in every seat.
The organization on the ground, I think, is good. I think it's at probably the best point that it has been in a long while. And I expect that we will be able to campaign and win the next election.
Describing it as a war of words at times, Dr. Chang says things can get heated. However, he shut down any acts of violence or intimidation. As for Dr. Campbell,
and I think the leadership of both parties are mature enough to prevent that. We have no desire to go that route and to exploit any attempt by gangsters to use the cover of politics to re-intervene in the political process.
We are a democratic society, and all candidates should be able to campaign and campaign freely. We can't try to limit and restrict somebody's ability to campaign.
Dr. Chang says the JLP's current majority gives the party a competitive advantage going into the election. However, Dr. Campbell says the PNP has been chipping away at those blocks over the last couple of years.
There are some seats that we lost in 2020 that we should not have lost, based on just the number of votes that we have in those constituencies, the support that we have. And then the last time we had an election, which was in February of last year, if you look at those seats, you realize that they would have returned to the column of the PNP. So
the General Secretaries revealed that there are about 20 to 22 seats that would usually vote JLP or PNP. The remainder are the battleground constituencies. The campaign activities have been targeting these areas.
Those who are linked to PNP, we can't ignore them because we're a national party, but we know it will be a bigger challenge to pull them all over, right? And you see that you can add the numbers, a couple of them might be existing PNP MPs, which are not, having won them in their 13, it's not easy to see those moving away, but there are weaknesses in some, we'll have to exploit them.
If you look at the Prime Minister's current road program, it's pretty much taking him to those battleground seats. If you look at the Leader Opposition road program, it's pretty much taking him to the battleground seats as well. So I believe, though, that majority of them, based on our polling, our auditing, our sounding, that we are ahead in majority of them.
Neither Dr. Campbell nor Dr. Chang have signaled forfeiting any seat. They did, however, give their own prediction of a seat tally from their internal polling.
I can assure the country that we'll win at least 36 seats, but there are at least, give you a number, there's at least another 16 to 17 seats that are, I think, are there. If you want to analyze them, I'd say in a block of them leans towards the Labour Party. Another block leads that when some are pretty straight on the middle.
We are in a position that I can safely say I see 40 constituencies that we can win. Now, will we win all of them? That's left to be decided, but there are 40 constituencies that I see that we can clearly win.
It's time for another break on the campaign trail. We'll be right back. Welcome back to On the Campaign Trail. Time now for a constituency profile, and we zoom in on Hanover. Here's Kimberly Petty with that report.
I am here in Lucy, Hanover, the birthplace of the first Prime Minister of Jamaica, Sir Alexander Bustamante. But residents contend that the place is not developing as fast as they'd like it. There are still some buildings, such as the Hanover Municipal Corporation, that still has its old structure. And so they want to see more developments coming into their parish.
Located on the northwestern tip of the island, bordered by St. James to the east and Westmoreland to the south, Hanover is Jamaica's second smallest parish with a population of approximately 70,000. There are three main towns, Sandy Bay, Hopewell, and Green Island, which back in the day thrived when sugar was king. Faith Harvey is a resident of Johnstown in the parish.
Instead of developing, we're going backwards then. After high school, I went to Princeton and I came back, but right now nothing is happening. Apart from we have the two new hotels there, nothing. We had garment factories earlier on, years gone by. Them closed, nothing.
Many have now resorted to the retail market, but there are more buyers than sellers. This compounded by the struggles of doing business in Lucy.
Under the Chinese, no black people have no development going on. So the rest of people just link up with the Chinese. So it's a Chinese found.
Currently, there is only one bank in Lucy. The others have closed down, leaving only ATMs. And while hotel developments are going up,
they not stop. Then gone. Cause no amusement not there for them. The museum up there, so it's out.
They want to see where tourists not just drive through the parish, but that they stop and even spend some of the US currency here.
The residents are also upset that although the hotels are in the parish, they're branded as being elsewhere.
Look at the Grand Palladium. It's registered St. James. Look at Trial Golf Course. It's registered St. James. Look at Rowan Club. It's registered St. James. Look at the big hotel at Green Island. It's registered Westmoreland. And what is for Hanover? Like, we don't value nothing at all in Hanover. It's like Lucia no had nothing. You get what me I say? Everything bypass us and gone through. Just a bypass town.
Hotel developments aside, bad roads, dirty drains and traffic are problems political representatives over the years have failed to address.
You see the drain them we deal with. Because you see when the rain from the countryside, as finish come down, a flood when you reach out of Lucy, out of the roundabout. A flood. It is like no representative in the west, neither west to west, turn or eastern side of the parish. Because they just be a pothole.
The Member of Parliament for Western Hanover is Tamika Davis, who is serving her first term, having defeated Ian Hales in the 2020 general election. Davis broke down the PNP's more than 30-year reign, while the PNP's MP candidate Heather Miller-Bennett is looking to unseat Davis and return the seat to the PNP. With election firing up, we put the question of voting to the people.
Me? You know what I mean? I'm going to business with it.
Why?
Make them do what they have to do. Me done with the election thing.
You see yourself voting this time around?
I don't think so, because we're not getting no value for a vote.
I'm not sure. I'm undecided right now.
Tell us why.
Really, actually, I mean, I see nothing better, you know. Because I think the whole of them are the same thing.
Over in Eastern Hanover, this craft vendor says he's feeling the pinch as business is slow.
Yeah, man. Glad me vote, sir.
He explained that when he lost his house in a fire in 1983, he didn't get any help. And last July, his house got damaged in Hurricane Beryl.
When I run to Lucy, there's no one to rescue. None. When I leave at PNP, none.
It will be a battle against sitting MP, the JLP's Dave Brown, and first-time runner for the PNP, Andrea Perkis. Brown has been an MP since 2016. He defeated the PNP's Wavell Hines in the 2020 general election.
Signing out from Hanover, I'm Kimberly Petty for TVJ News.
And that's it for On the Campaign Trail. Join us again on Thursday for another episode. I'm Jamaica Maitland. Pleasant viewing.